Shot up, no good. Rebound out to Fox, who has some time, just a little bit unaware of what the clock was at, but that will do it for the first half. The Lady Rams up to a 16-point lead, leading Seneca East 24-8. Stick around for halftime stats, analysis, and more. You're watching high school basketball live and free right here on the OH Report.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
We believe in the gun, and our players don't use it most days. They use it every day.
In my 20 years as head coach, I've used the gun every single year. Well, my dream as a coach that everybody would grow up with the gun, because getting all those reps would make my job a lot easier.
Merry Christmas!
Welcome back to our Kimmel Corporation halftime show here inside of the walls of Upper Sandusky High School. Hayden Gray, Joshua Banks here with you from the mountaintop, where Upper Sandusky leads 24-8 over Seneca East. So we got a little bit of a youth scrimmage entertainment here for you at halftime, but let's take a look quick at the stats from the first half, break it down by the numbers. Seneca East, after just a few points there in the first half, able to find a couple shots, knock down a 3, 8 boards, but the biggest number for them is those 20 turnovers, just coughing up the ball to that crazy defense that Upper Sandusky pressures you into. 5 fouls, and they have not attempted a free throw shot tonight. Too many trips, not gone to the line. Need to look to create some of those opportunities from the charity stripe. On the other side, Upper Sandusky, 2 threes both from Newman. That one you saw at the buzzer beater at the end of the first quarter. 15 rebounds, 9 turnovers, 6 fouls, and after starting 0 for 2, they've rallied off their next 4 to go 4 of 6 from the free throw line. What do you think? I mean, taking a look at them, Joshua, you know, the numbers don't lie and they kind of tell the tale, but what do you think has been the biggest aspect that has helped Upper Sandusky build the 16-point lead here tonight?
20 turnovers. The defensive pressure, as soon as they decided they were going to press right around the end of that first quarter, beginning of the second quarter, completely changed the complexity of this basketball game. Seneca East does not handle it well. They're very young. So that was the difference in the game so far, was 20 turnovers, most of those coming from that press.
And that's definitely been the thing, because that's allowed them to get those opportunities. While we've seen them struggle more here in their third game on the OH report this season, the first 2 wins over Riverdale, Marion Harding. This hasn't been their most clean game for Coach Jerry Vent and the Lady Rams, but again, reminding you, how important defense can be in a contest. Another interesting score within the Northern 10 at halftime, Buckeye Central and Mohawk in just a 5-point contest. The Lady Buckettes lead that one 21-16. We will try and find out who will be the winner of that one if it concludes while we are still on air. And then the Mansfield Lady Tigers holding a big lead over the Clear Fork Lady Colts. That game you can catch on our Facebook page live and free, or over on Channel 4 of our main YouTube channel. And if you're ever curious about how do I find any other games, scroll all the way down to the bottom of our main YouTube channel, where you will see featured channels. Click on Channel 4, and you can head over and listen to Travis Berardi and Mark Bollinger on the call of our other ladies game that can be seen tonight. But keeping our eye on surrounding area scores, that Buckeye Central one, obviously a lot of appeal, as it seems that Buckeye Central and Upper Sandusky probably going to be the top dogs when it all comes down to be said and done at the end of the Northern 10 season.
Absolutely. Buckeye Central, Upper Sandusky, and that Mohawk Lady Warriors team, we're going to be talking about them too. I mean, they've got a 6'3" senior in Emily Klopp who dominates on the volleyball court, and she's become a lot more aggressive this year on the basketball court.
Volleyball itself in the Northern 10 was extremely competitive and entertaining, and I think the same being seen so far for girls basketball on that side. But if you're Coach Vent, after that first half, what do you think was some of his message in the locker room? I don't think, we've come to know, these players, these girls a little bit here in the short time we've been up here this season, but you can definitely tell probably not content with their performance in the first half.
Absolutely not. I mean, they played a really clean first half. They did only have 9 turnovers. I think his biggest message has to be keep shooting the basketball. The shots that you missed in the first half are going to eventually fall down. Continue to play hard-nosed defense like we like to do, and don't be scared to shoot the basketball. Those are probably the 2 main messages that Coach Vent's going to relay to his girls in the locker room.
And then if you're on the other side, what are some of the things that maybe Coach George Parks would relay to his Lady Tigers, who, as we mentioned, only 17 points combined in the last 2 games, 8 in one, 9 in the other. They already set at 8. So, what do you think his message was to build on? You got to start somewhere.
It was our pregame. It was our keys to victory. Calm, cool, and collected. Yes, it's 24-8. There's still 2 quarters of basketball left. Relax, limit turnovers, and continue to shoot the ball, and we can climb right back into this game.
That will wrap up everything from halftime. Thank you to the Kimmel Corporation for sponsoring our halftime statistics and graphics as we start the third quarter. Kaidance Iles will start off this quarter with a steal, and she's got an open lane to the hoop, and that shot will be good.
And it's just the Lady Tigers are really struggling to handle any type of ball pressure.
Iles now up to 10 points. We watched her score 23 against Harding as Walton once in on the action. Almost the same thing Iles was able to grab, but this time Grace Walton forces the second turnover and second bucket for her team.
40 seconds into the second half, and we've already got 2 Lady Tigers turnovers. And we're going to have a jump ball, and that's going to flip the ball back to Upper Sandusky. So essentially 3 turnovers right there. I know a jump ball is not really a turnover, but be strong, find a pass versus letting somebody tie you up. Just tough to grasp what these Lady Tigers are capable of. You know, they've got a freshman that's really talented who can put up points, but then you've got Kaidance Iles and Valoria Stowers underneath who are just hard to contain, period.
And that's really been one of the first times right there where you got to see, you know, both already inside the paint, but they can still swing the ball. And now they force the third turnover over the half. The trap from Iles and Newman. Walton corralled the pass. Works inside, kicks it up top to an open Leah Kinley, 3 up. That shot no good. Rebound to the Lady Tigers.
And the Lady Rams are looking for the three-point ball. She got all the way into the lane, and her first reaction was, I'm going to kick it to the top of the key for the open 3.
They've established a 22-point lead, so a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more cushion for them to try and see that shot fall back through the hoop for them. Walton playing some tight defense now. Stockmaster tries to come inside, swings it back out to Steinmetz, who kicks it up. And this defense is just locked down, lights out from the Lady Rams. Now Iles with a huge advantage there, height and length. Comes up with her second steal of the quarter, kicks it inside, and her second assist to Stowers. Beautiful finish.
The defensive ball pressure, again, Seneca East was moving the ball really well on that possession. They kick it to the wing, and Kaidance just steps out, knocks it out of her hands, and they get a wide open layup again.
So whatever was said at halftime by Coach Jerry Vent, I think kind of reminded them, brought them back down to earth and reminded them, like, girls, look what we've done all season long. This is who we are, and they can go out and do that any night. You know, sometimes what's been said was tonight on our other channel, the game that we have between Clear Fork and Mansfield Senior, that's a really meaningful early season game. You know, not even conference opponents, but teams that saw each other a lot last year. 2 of the up-and-coming teams back home a little bit closer to Richland County, but sometimes you get games like these too. And not to say that this game's meaningless, but you have an opponent that doesn't necessarily worry you about whether they're going to come in and knock you off, but learning to navigate how you got to respect and know that any given night anyone can do anything. I think that's probably something that Coach Vent emphasized this week.
Yeah, absolutely. He emphasized that all week, I'm sure. You know, don't overlook them. Like I was saying in the pregame, you can never overlook an opponent because it's high school basketball.
Exactly.
We've seen Upper Sandusky struggle to shoot the 3-ball tonight. If Seneca East was a little more aggressive offensively and just a few more buckets here and there, this is a completely different basketball game.
Iles now active hands trying to look for her third steal. And just the off-ball defense that you see from everyone, too, right there. That pass went a little bit off the shins of Newman, but will stick with Seneca East. I believe that was the 5th jump ball tonight.
Absolutely was, and that's just aggressiveness from both sides on the girls' behalf. But it's, again, you know, Coach Parks has to continue to stress to these young girls as the 3-ball goes up, unable to connect.
Call jump ball again. Upper Sandusky now gets possession of that one.
Is just be strong with the basketball, and I'll reiterate it all night long. They're not being strong with the ball. Any little touch of the ball knocks it out of their hands.
Newman kicks it to Stowers. Now she faces a little bit of pressure there. Quick active hands from Stockmaster. Ball will stay with Upper Sandusky, but you're definitely seeing a lot of flashes out of Izzy Stockmaster. She's really done a nice job of trying to, keep the energy up for Seneca East while they've gone down into this 24-point hole. But you can tell, especially for a freshman player, a lot of promise and a lot of good things coming her way within this program.
Well, and I tell you what, a great promise from a lot of young players on their roster. But defensively, they played well as Iles is going to attempt a three, unable to convert. Defensively, they played extremely well against Upper Sandusky. It's the 25-ish turnovers that they're sitting at right now that's really prevented them from keeping this a close game.
And this definitely, obviously, a very different team roster-wise than it was last year. So girls that are possibly a mix of newcomers and those that were on that successful team last year that are just still trying to find their rhythm together. And it's a long season as that pass gets tipped out of bounds. A few subs come in now. Newman and Stowers will sit down. Swartz will check into the game, as well as Ellie Ham for Upper. 4 minutes remain here in the third quarter tonight. Did see an update. Mansfield Senior leads Clear Fork 34-14 at half. So a 20-point advantage for the Lady TY Tigers. As Swartz kicks it over to Walton. And she had her choice of Iles or Finn Scaley around the arc. That shot a little bit short. Battle for the rebound, though, and Upper Sandusky will come down with it.
Stockmaster.
And I tell you what, she has no fear driving into the lane. Her layup was a bit too strong, impacted by the contact. Had an offensive board, but then Upper comes away with it. And you see the speed of Walton on full display. Ball will stay down here.
And I'll tell you what, you watch Grace Walton bring the ball up and down the floor, and it's hard to believe she's only a sophomore.
Yeah, definitely handles the rock like, an experienced point guard. Having a chance to, watch the Shelby Lady Whippets for almost every game last year. The play of Walton reminds me a lot of a Tori Neese, Sophie Neese, and just really impressed by the way that she facilitates the ball, and she's one of those that impacts the game so much even if she's not scoring.
Yeah, and, we've seen her miss a couple open shots tonight, but it hasn't changed her game. She still wants to shoot the ball, and she can break a press. She gets it up and down the floor quick. It's so impressive to watch and know how young that she is. Sophie Neese is a great comparison for her.
Iles. Ball bounced off her foot, jump ball. Possession goes to Seneca East. Steinmetz will check in now for Seneca East. And Bailey Fox will come in now as Kaidance Iles takes a breather.
Along with Stockmaster.
So now the leading scorer on the floor currently is Leah Kinley for the Lady Rams. 6 points for her tonight. No one really in risk of foul trouble. Just one team foul combined here so far in the second half, and that on Seneca East. As that shot's put up, and it's good from Carolyn Kagi. Her first points of the night.
And that was a great shot by Kagi.
Rebound goes to Upper, but they turn it over. Swartz will try and reset now. And Seneca East really has not left that 2-3 zone the whole night either.
No, they haven't, and I think that's because Upper's not proving that they can consistently shoot the three ball, so they're going to continue to play a defense that limits the post play and makes them beat them from deep. Most of Upper Sandusky's points this evening have come off of turnovers and been wide open layups.
Kinley tried to force it inside, but the Lady Tigers were there. Stockmaster brings it up, swings it out to Steinmetz.
That's Cammie Lance in the game.
Rebound and a basket is good. Alexa Snee, her first points of the night. Ball movement now. Fox thought about a triple. Finn Scaly wide open in the corner, puts up a shot, and that one didn't connect with anything. Rebound goes to the Lady Tigers, who trail by 20, but as far as the last minute has been concerned, have been in control. Offensive foul, though, there. Stockmaster, you could tell, was getting a little bit, and excuse me, that was Carolyn Kagi. She was getting a little bit frustrated with that contact and commits the offensive foul. So that is the first of the half for her, second for Seneca East.
As you're going to see Grace Walton check back into the game for the Lady Rams, and Coach Ben is like, okay, I need my ball handler back on the floor. We've got to get the offense back where it needs to be.
Well, and especially because what they have been lacking offensively, Seneca East has been able to control Upper Sandusky from their normal averages offensively, and a lot of teams may pick up on this when they watch film of this game. The inability tonight of the Lady Rams to find success from beyond the three-point line. Fight for the rock there remains with Upper Sandusky, but is that a concern at all tonight, and something you think that they'll want to look at themselves and kind of get back to work on in practice, putting up some practice against maybe this kind of defensive look?
Well, I don't know how much of a concern it actually is. This is just one of those defenses where if on that night you're not hitting shots as they get another wide open look, this one goes down for Swartz. If shots are going down like that, it gets a team out of that defense very, very quickly. But when you're missing the way the Lady Rams have missed this evening, they can stay in it, hey, beat us or don't beat us, but we're not changing anything that you can't beat.
Turnover with 6 seconds remaining in the quarter. Fifth turnover of the third quarter, 25th of the night for Seneca East. Grace Walton will get a chance, brings the ball up court, kicks it out to Fox in the corner. She kicks it up. Kinley with a chance, but that one just a little bit short. And that will wrap up 3 quarters of play. Coming up next, money time, that fourth and final quarter. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We got fourth quarter action coming your way live and free right here on the OH Report.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Fourth from Upper Sandusky High School, kicking things off. Addie Newman forces the turnover and gets the bucket. Something that's just been a broken record here in the second half, as Upper Sandusky leads 37-12 over Seneca East. Hayden Gray, Joshua Banks here with you on commentary tonight. If you're tuning in on YouTube or Facebook, let us know who you're cheering on, where you're watching from, or just what you're excited about this holiday season. As Grace Walton kicks it back out to Leah Kinley, and those starters still in here right now for Upper Sandusky, has struggled a little bit offensively tonight, so probably trying to just get back in their groove by the end of this one, as Kinley goes up strong, draws the foul, and will be heading to the line with an and one opportunity.
Foul on the Lady Tigers, number 22, Izzy Stockmaster.
She's really put up an impressive stat line tonight, and especially in the first half with all of those steals, forced turnovers that we saw in that second quarter was really big for Kinley.
Yeah, absolutely. She's played a great defensive game tonight and unfortunately misses that free throw, but she's done everything she can do in her return. And I do have a score update for us from Buckeye Central, where the Lady Buckettes, after 3 quarters, lead the Lady Warriors 34-20.
So they've extended out that 5-point lead, made it 14. Head coach Abram Capel and the Buckettes looking to get a big N10 victory here early in the season. Definitely keeping some of these matchups of the teams that we know are going to be shaking out as some of the top dogs on our radar. Timeout taken here. Full timeout. 39-12 is your score. And it's just been Upper Sandusky all night long. Some of the things they're doing, they've forced 6 turnovers here in the second half, 26 total in the night. They haven't committed a foul through a quarter and an eighth of another quarter. And that's definitely a positive.
Well, I think the biggest positive we can take so far is Upper Sandusky has yet to commit a turnover in the second half. So they've forced 6 turnovers by the Lady Tigers, and they haven't committed a turnover yet themselves. No fouls, no turnovers, and they've knocked down a 3-point shot.
So Seneca East, as we mentioned last year, definitely had a lot of promising things, but did mention that they had a promising freshman. Izzy Stockmaster has been doing a nice job this season and has been trying to help them out tonight. Just not enough out of the effort. Still 6:40 to play. Still some work that can be done by the Lady Tigers. As Walton puts up a 3, that shot too strong. Rebound to Newman, who I think we say this every time we're up here, plays a lot taller than she really is.
Absolutely.
She's not short by any means, but Stowers facing that trap again. She'll cough it over. Kinley try to be on a defensive for Stockmaster, and she'll get the N1. So that time, Leah Kinley, the offender. Stockmaster will head to the line for the first free throws of the half.
And that's her 6th point of the night. So she's been a huge bright spot tonight for the Lady Tigers.
Yeah, she's been averaging 4 points a game through their first 5 contests, and she knocks down that free throw. So, and a great stat night for her. That was just the first team foul for Upper here in half number 2. Kaidance Iles misses a gimme, but Stowers fights for the second chance points, puts it right back in.
And that's just the strength and the size of Stowers to go up, get that rebound, fight through contact, not get a call, and finish the layup strong.
Nearly a turnover. Stockmaster will reset the offense. Now to the corner. Iles gets a swipe, a hand on it, but it will remain with Seneca East. Luella Burkholder getting some playing time now for Seneca East. She's listed on the junior varsity squad, but getting some minutes and experience here, as well as number 20, Maddie Smith. Grace Walton comes away with the turnover. 7th of the half. Now she tries to go to work. Kicks out to Kinley, now over in the corner to Madison Hart, who's entered the game for Upper Sandusky, listed on their junior varsity as well, a freshman wing.
And I think we're going to see a lot more of that here for the last of this fourth quarter. As Hope Morris is also one of those JV players, a sophomore wing. She's going to get some varsity action. We're going to see a lot more of that here with this last 5 minutes of game.
Morris comes away Kicks it out to Walton, who now looks inside to Stowers. And, you know, some of these players that are going to be checking into the game now for the Lady Rams saw them get a lot of playing time in their earlier contests. Their home opener against Riverdale, played the majority of the second half. Always a good time of the year and a perfect situation to get some playing time, some varsity minutes for them.
Yeah, and it's a great thing for Coach Vince to have the ability. You know, you're up 25, 26 points. You can get these young players in because you're going to run into games where you're going to get in foul trouble. You're going to have people making plays that you don't want them to make, and you're going to want to make these substitutions. So to be able to get these girls valuable varsity minutes is definitely going to be crucial for these Lady Rams for the rest of the season.
Pass juggled a little bit by Maddie Smith, but a foul committed. That one will be called on Hope Morris, her first, team second here in the second half. And now Stowers and Newman will sit down.
Looks like we've got...
Yeah, Ellie Ham and Fox will check in.
So Grace Walton being the only regular varsity minute as Stockmaster gets another basket. Grace Walton the only one that starts at the varsity level on the floor right now.
And an opportunity for her to kind of use that experience and see what it's like to run the offense with the reserves in as well, as they'll cough up the ball again. Their second turnover of the second half. Stockmaster pulled up early. That shot no good. A wrestling match for the rebound. Jump ball. Possession goes to Upper Sandusky. Finn Scully will check in, as well as Elise Schwartz. A little confusion, but Morris will bring the ball off the court, kick it back to Schwartz. 3:28 and counting. And we're kind of in that awkward margin of winning right now. You know, we talked earlier before the game, running clock initiated by a 35-point lead, and it only comes back down if you get it to within 30. Only takes place in the second half, but we're in that awkward state right now. Mr. Banks, I believe that would be a 24-point lead for Upper Sandusky with a chance to make it 25.
It makes it extra, awkward when you get fouls called. You have this going on. You have all these things going on that stop the clock or slow the game down. With 3 minutes to go, now a 25-point lead, that's hard for any team to overcome. So you almost question, is 35 too much?
And, I was just about to ask you, do you believe that the current rule has an appropriate margin of lead, or would you like to see that decreased?
Well, maybe 35 is great for like a start of the second half or third quarter, but as you get into money time, does that need to change? Does that go down to, say, a 25-point lead or even right at that 30-point mark?
I think there would probably be some out there that tend to agree about the implementation or the change of that. Now, an interesting thing, since we've only worked together just a couple times, I think a topic of conversation last year that I had many times, do you feel on the boys or girls side that there's any place at all in high school basketball for a shot clock? I know I kind of put you on the spot. Maybe we'll revisit it someday. Okay.
I do.
I like it. I do too.
I don't like watching teams, you go to a big game. Like, say, we're going to cover a lot of Upper Sandusky this year. They're going to have big games with Colonel Crawford, with Buckeye Central, and you get these teams that have a 3, 4, 5-point lead with 3 minutes to go in the game, and they're standing outside the three-point line as we got a basket here by number 15, El Ham. You're up 5 with 3 minutes to go, and you're trying to dribble 3 minutes out of the clock.
Right.
I cannot stand to watch that. Shoot the ball. Get a layup. But I don't want to watch you pass the ball for 3 minutes.
Just had to get that in there. It's definitely something that gets debated amongst us here at work. So, hey, anyone in the comments, what are your thoughts on the high school shot clock and if it should exist, if it shouldn't? Leave your comments below. We'll check them out after the game. as Ham converts the and one. And Seneca East would like a full timeout. 2:02 remaining here in the final quarter of play. 45-17 is your lead for the Lady Rams. Look around for an update on Buckeye Central.
Yeah, we have 5 minutes left to go in that contest, and Buckeye Central holds a 34-22 lead. And then another N10 game that I didn't even know was going on tonight. That's kind of bad doing the business that I do. But you have the Lady Eagles defeating the Lady Redmen currently 39-23. We've got 5:03 left in that contest. So those are both teams covering Upper Sandusky like we do that we're going to get to see this year.
And then in our Richland County contest, Mansfield Seniors still holding a lead, 34-21 over the Clear Fork Lady Colts. That game in the third quarter. You can check out that one on our 4th YouTube channel or on our Facebook page. But why? Why would you want to leave here? We only have 2 minutes left. It's going to be an exhilarating 2 minutes. You don't want to go anywhere. After the game, we'll have our interview with our player of the game. So don't go anywhere. Keep it right here. Battle for the ball. And another jump ball is called. Possession sticks with the Tigers. 1:46 to play.
I want to say that's jump ball number 12 on the evening.
It feels just about. I think we are approaching probably double digits. Two scrappy teams that definitely want to get a hand on that rock.
Another Lady Tigers turnover. Just great. It's great defense by the Lady Rams. It's not to attest everything to Coach Van and his defensive game plan. They get their hands in there. They knock the ball loose. They get the turnover.
Hope Morris now in charge of running this offense. She kicked it over to Bryn Cundiff. They're going to try and emulate some of that in and out that you see on Coach Ven's varsity squad. Kicked out now to Madison Hart. And that time defense was too much, too close to that line. Turnover number 4 for the Lady Rams on this half.
Interesting note, Madison Hart was actually the leading scorer for the JV Lady Rams this evening.
The student section trying to give the old clock ticking down troll with 50-plus seconds left to go. Kind of got to admit that it worked there. Shot was put up pretty early.
Did we say it worked? I mean, it was kind of an open shot.
Yeah, you got to take it. 45 seconds remaining. Morris swings it over. Shot up by Cundiff, no good.
Another jump ball. Nope, we're going to have a foul.
We're going Ellie Ham.
Her first, team third of the half.
As I mentioned, stick around after the action. We'll have one break and then be right back with our player of the game. And we'll keep that a surprise. So you have to come back to find out who it's going to be tonight. Player of the game brought to you by Quest Federal Credit Union here in Upper Sandusky. Lady Tigers with an opportunity to do the same exact thing. Get some of their youth an opportunity. And that bucket was good by freshman Allie Smith, the 5'5" guard. The entire junior varsity for the Lady Tigers, all freshmen this season.
Along with 4 freshmen on their roster.
And now just a few seconds remaining, but the and one was too much to pass up for freshman Bryn Cundiff. She'll head to the line. 2 seconds remaining, has a chance to get one more on the board. Free throw, no good. Battle for the rebound, but time will expire. And that'll do it, folks. Upper Sandusky takes this one 47-19 over Seneca East. Don't go anywhere. Post-game stats, our MVP interview analysis, and more coming your way next on the other side of this break.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
We believe in the gun, and our players don't use it most days. They use it every day.
In my 20 years as head coach, I've used the gun every single year. Well, my dream as a coach that everybody would grow up with the gun, because getting all those reps would make my job a lot easier.
Merry Christmas.
Welcome back to our post-game show, brought to you tonight by the Kimmel Corporation. Seneca East falls to Upper Sandusky. The Lady Rams improve to 6-0, 2-0 in the N10. As Seneca East falls to 0-5, 0-2 in the N10. Hayden Gray, Joshua Banks with you here at Upper Sandusky High School in the Mountaintop Gymnasium, as we have dubbed it. And let's take a look at those final numbers tonight for how this one shook out. Field goals, Seneca East ends up with 7. One of those a three-pointer that came in the third quarter. 17 boards, 29 turnovers, 9 fouls, and just 1 of 2 from the line. On the other side, Upper Sandusky, 15 field goals, 3 three-pointers, 2 of those from Newman. 25 boards, 13 turnovers, 9 fouls, and 6 of 9 from the line. What do you think changed in the second half and had an impact on these numbers that, turned out to not be so bad of a night for the Lady Rams?
Defensive ball pressure to force 29 turnovers. You're going to win a lot of games doing that. And then on their side, they had 4 turnovers in the second half. You can't ask for much better basketball than that.
So that is this game by the numbers. Again, thank you to Kimmel Corporation, our pregame, halftime, and postgame sponsor. That will do it for our postgame coverage, but don't go anywhere. We've got our MVP interview to end the night right on the other side of this short commercial break right here on the OH Report.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned, so you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Back now with our player of the game, brought to you all season long for the Upper Sandusky Lady Rams, Quest Federal Credit Union, our sponsor, and our player of the game this evening, Leah Kinley. 8 points for you tonight, and as I just talked to you about what felt like endless steals, especially there in that second quarter, but another impressive performance for you and your team tonight. How did it feel just to get back out there tonight and get back on the court?
Yeah, it felt really good. Saw the last game. It's not too fun, but you can learn a lot of lessons from cheering on the bench. But yeah, it felt really great to get back out there.
It definitely looks like a complete unit with you out there in that starting 5. What's been the key for this season for you girls, just between that inside and outside game and ball movement? What's really worked well for you guys to be able to find the success offensively that you have?
Yeah, I think all 5 of us are really good at working together. I think we are kind of good at knowing each other's next move, and that really helps us out.
And then we just talked about the next opponent for you, another Northern 10 conference foe in Mohawk. They took on Buckeye Central tonight, and the last time I checked, they were down to Buckeye Central. But what do you need to do to prepare to play a Mohawk team that does have some tough players as well?
Yeah, I think tonight, I think Seneca East are in the same zone as Mohawk does, so it was a good practice, I think, for us. So working against the zone and working against their taller players was what we need to prepare for.
And then obviously we've come to pick up on the great crowds that show out here and the students as well in the gymnasium. Is there anyone in particular that you want to give a shout out to tonight? Anyone watching at home or anyone who was here at the game tonight?
I'll just give a shout out to my family at home and here.
All right, well, one final time, our OH Report Player of the Game brought to you all season long by Quest Federal Credit Union. Leah Kinley, congratulations and good luck.
Thank you.
All right, well, we will just keep it right here. Would like to thank our sponsors one final time for this evening that brought you the live and free coverage all night long. The Kimmel Corporation, locally owned and operated since 1931, from factories to job sites. We are the right fit for your staff. Contact them today at 419-294-1959. Wilson Tire. With winter season quickly approaching, shop for the tires you need at Wilson Tire Company. Quest Federal Credit Union. Check out Quest Federal Credit Union, your local member-owned full-service financial institution with products and services for members of all ages. Spherion Mid-Ohio. Need a job? Need to hire qualified workers? Spherion Mid-Ohio is in business of making connections. Connect with them today. Shoot away over 26,000 units sold. Help support an American small business right here in Upper Sandusky. And then Sutton Bank, earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Casasa and Chris Darwas Edward Jones. Working together, he can help you develop a complete tailored strategy to help you achieve your financial goals. Contact Chris at 419-294-1953. 7 sponsors on this one tonight. Thank you to the Upper Sandusky community for helping support this live and free coverage of the Upper Sandusky Lady Rams. Again, your final score, 47-19. Upper Sandusky takes the win over Seneca East. Upper Sandusky will take on Mohawk next in their next Northern 10 matchup. And I believe Seneca East will take on Cary, who's undefeated this year. Excuse me, Colonel Crawford, who's obviously off to a hot start as well. So that is who they'll be facing. Tune in tomorrow night. We'll have more live and free high school basketball. Thank you to Joshua Banks, my color commentator, Adam Thompson, director and producer, Jory Hollenbeck, my camera operator, and again, all the sponsors I listed. Thank you to the athletic department at Upper Sandusky High School, and thank you to you, the fans, for tuning in. For Joshua Banks, I'm Hayden Gray saying so long and have a great night.